Hey guys, before we start the video, I just want to say thank you guys for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. So I decided to give out some more monthly passes. So now it's looking like I'm going to give out one monthly pass for every 100 new subscribers on YouTube. So we already hit our 300 subscriber goal and we gave out the monthly pass last night on stream. So now the next goal is going to be 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, and 1,000. So I'm going to end up giving a few extra monthly passes than I originally planned, but you guys seem to be really enjoying it, and I just want to give back to the community that has been supporting me since day one. And in order to qualify for these giveaways, all you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you comment because that's where I'm going to be pulling the names from for the giveaway. And without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, guys. So the new characters Raymerry and Sylph have been added to the archive. So let's dive right into their kits to see exactly what each skill does, because we were just talking about it with just a rough understanding from the character trailer, character previews. But let's see the actual numbers, okay? So I already have Raymerry here up on the screen. Let's take a look at her. Interesting. So her staff is like a chainsaw. Okay, it disappeared, but it's like a chainsaw kind of thing. That's pretty cool. I get it, right? Because she like executes characters when you kill them. So I guess a chainsaw makes sense. But yeah, she looks very nice. I like the design. Very nice. Can't zoom into her booba, but it is what it is. Four wings, right? She has like a dark form as well. I don't know if we can see the dark form here, but probably not. But she looks very nice. I like the design personally. I really like the pink hair and white stuff. Yeah. Anyway, let's take a look. So the only real thing I'm going to be looking at for her stats is probably the speed, right? So 118 is pretty slow. So just for reference, Lily is I think 127. Mio is 126. But yeah, this is actually pretty slow. Well, she is a damage dealer, right? It seems like she's a damage dealer from her kit more than an opener, right? She's gonna follow up with her ult if you kill anybody. And since she's an HP scaling character, we should probably take a look at her HP as well. So she's at 15.5k. And what is the other HP scaling unit? That's Tiamat. So Tiamat has 16.4. So that's actually really good. That's actually really good, right? Because looking at a normal damage dealer, Messiah, he only has 10k. Yeli only has 11k. So the fact that she has 15, which is only 1,000 less than Tiamat, means that she's going to be pretty tanky, right? I think maybe another thing to compare is probably their defense, right? So Tiamat has 600. Oh wait, oh shit. Raymerry has 200 more defense than Tiamat. She's gonna be tankier than Tiamat. Hold up. What about comparing Rahu? Okay, so Rahu has way less HP, right? But Rahu has a lot more defense, and so does maybe Holden. Okay, Holden and Rahu have like the same HP. But look, she's slower than Holden. She's only one speed faster than Rahu. She's only one speed faster than Tiamat. Okay, so I mean, looking at the stats, it's definitely looking like she's more of a bruiser character, right? A turn two character. Just looking from the stats and comparing, right? So she's only one speed faster than Tiamat, and then HP and defense both in between. She's in between all the bruisers and turn two characters, right? So that's what it looks like. All right. So that aside, now let's take a look at her skills. Let's do her prowess first. Let's just keep it on the screen. So prowess. So okay, the normal attack. So she gets crit damage and crit rate. Okay, she gets crit damage, crit rate. So I think we're supposed to build her. Like, I think for Tiamat, you get like HP and healing, something like that. Let me just double check. Because I think Tiamat is the best comparison for her, right? Because she's HP scaling. Healing. Oh, she gets one crit rate too. Okay, so instead of healing and crit rate, Raymerry gets she gets crit rate and crit damage. So that means she's gonna be a damage dealer, right? I think so. She's going to be the executioner essentially, right? All right, let's take a look. I'm kind of scared. I'm a little nervous. I'm hoping that she can be used for turn one, guys. I'm hoping. All right, let's see. Okay, so this is that first skill, the one with the execution thing. It says it's called Sacred Light. Okay, no, it still says Scared Light. They didn't fix this. Did they actually mean for it to be Scared Light? Why would you be scared if you're just nuking the unit to oblivion, right? It should be Sacred Light. But anyway, Raymerry whispers a prayer, dealing damage to 30% of her own max HP. What? Wait, how much HP can a max Tiamat get? Oh shit, we're gonna have to look at that. 30% of her max HP. So I actually don't know how much HP Tiamat has. Even 40k, 30% is like 10,000, which 10,000 rounding down, even 10,000. I think Messiah and Yeli only have 20k HP, so that's at least half their HP. What the fuck? Okay, with the 30% chance to inflict stun for one turn, then grants herself 10 stacks of torment. Okay, we're gonna read about that. But if the target's HP is below 15% after the attack target is instantly terminated, enemies defeated by this skill cannot trigger death prevention effects and cannot be revived in this battle. Holy shit. So she gets 10 stacks for one hit. Okay, so let's read about this. Okay, so stun we know. So torment, right? This is her own special debuff. Upon reaching 100 stacks, immediately triggers Grave Watch. This Grave Watch deals 30% increased damage. All stacks are removed at the end of the current turn. And then terminate directly defeats the target, ignoring invincibility too, soul ward and death prevention effects, ineffective against. Okay, that's whatever. Wait. You're telling me that she's gonna cook Messiah too, and Veronica. Wait. Completely ignoring invincibility. So let me get this straight. Let's say Messiah has invincibility, right? Okay, so Messiah has invincibility. Um, wait. So I'm trying to figure this out, right? So what happens if Messiah nukes somebody? Let's say I'm running Messiah and the enemy is running Raymerry, right? What happens if I nuke someone on their team? She immediately gets to ult, right? Because we've read that about on the in the promotional video of the trailer, right? She nukes somebody on. Wait, no. Let me think about this. So she's not gonna deal any damage through Messiah's invincibility, right? That's what I'm thinking. I don't think it's gonna go through his invincibility. It's if he's under 15% of his HP. So let's say he's at 10% of his HP with invincibility. And then once she hits him, even though he doesn't take any damage, he dies anyway, is what I'm thinking. Right? And then Soul Ward, you're not invincible during Soul Ward, right? Like Veronica's Soul Ward, you're not invincible. You still take damage. So she's definitely going to nuke Veronica. Holy shit! Like Messiah is one thing because like if Messiah's HP isn't as low as 15%, then he should be fine because he's not gonna take any damage if he's invincible. But definitely Soul Ward for Veronica, and then Hoyan. I'm thinking about Hoyan, right? So Hoyan is like, what if Messiah, or let's say what if Yeli nukes Hoyan? Oh, but then she'll be at 1 HP. But she'll still get the counter off, I think. So then that's interesting. We're gonna have to test that when she comes out. But like, how does the interaction with Hoyan work? Does Raymerry attack before Hoyan counters, or is it gonna Hoyan counter, and then Raymerry does her nuke? Essentially, we'll see. We'll have to see. Right? Very interesting. But looking at the level ups for the lattices, yeah, fuck. This has to be max, bro. You don't get the trigger and death prevention um until it's maxed. So just reading, so I'm just guessing, right? So just reading this. I think Terminate goes through invincibility and Soul Ward, but it seems like the level 5 might go through Amber and might not be able to be revived, right? So I think level 5 is kind of mandatory here. Yikes. Where are the lattices, bro? Where are the lattices? All right, let's take a look at her skill 2. Her skill 2 is called Holy Execution. Okay, it's the passive, right? So this is more in depth about her torment stacks and stuff like that. So, uh, sin demands forgiveness, yet demands disintegration. Okay, she just wants to fucking nuke everybody. Like, she's literally saying, this is just in general, but she's saying sinners need to be evaporated. They need to they literally need to be nuked. Okay. So it says for every 1,500 damage any unit on the field takes, Raymerry gains 1 stack of torment. When any unit dies in battle, Raymerry immediately gains the maximum stacks of torment, and this effect has a 2-turn cooldown. Okay, cool. So it's not infinite nukes, right? It's not multiple nukes after nuke with no cooldown like Reaper Steps, right? But it says for every 1,500 damage dealt, 1 stack, and she gets 100. She needs 100 stacks to nuke, so that's 150,000 damage. Okay, so I'm doing some math here. So, assuming you're fighting a turn 1 team, everybody has about 20k HP to maybe 40k HP if you have good main stats with good speed. So, let's say it's one Messiah and like 3 openers with all their max HP. Let's say they're all max HP. So, Messiah will be dead, obviously, if you nuke him, but the others will take maybe half their HP. So, that's only like 80k, right? That's only like 80k, so that's only gonna be maybe like 50-ish stacks, about between 50 and 60 stacks. So that's not enough, right? That's not enough if you don't. Oh wait, no, but if you kill Messiah, then she gets her ult, right? Okay, okay. Okay, so we'll see. We'll have to test it out. It'll be interesting. I'm just theorizing right now without actually knowing exactly everything. So, um Grave Watch, I'm guessing, is the name of her S3. So it's gonna be an extra 30% damage. So that's gonna be very interesting. Okay. So let's look at the levels here for the skills. Level 1, additional Grave Watch damage increased by 15%. Oh man, she's gonna be a 555 character, bro. Why are they doing this? Oh my god. It'd be a 555. Reduces the. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, fuck, bro. She's gonna be a 555. So, obviously, you want as much Grave Watch damage as possible, but you also want more Torment stacks, right? Okay, wait. Maybe I'm thinking. So, I think for a turn two player, they might want this max as well. However, for a turn 1 player like me, you might even be able to keep this um at level 1. So obviously the extra damage for Grave Watch is going to be helpful, but if you're playing turn 1 and you're able to nuke a character already, right? If you're able to nuke a character already, the damage, the 1,500 damage or 1,800, which I think is going to start with 2,000, it's not going to matter too much, right? Because if you're able to nuke one unit, she's just going to ult anyway. So for a turn 2 player, you're probably going to have to max this skill as well, right? Because every damage counts for turn 2. You're not going to be able to do those huge nukes like turn 1 can do. So very interesting here. Oh, this is tough. Like honestly, like a lot of the characters coming out, they're good for both turn 1 and turn 2, right? It's kind of tough. I like that they're doing that, but like I think turn 1, especially damage dealers like Messiah, like cleave damage needs a dedicated unit, because like I mentioned in my other videos, like turn 2 gets a lot from stealing turn 1 units, right? But turn 1 doesn't really get anything from stealing turn 2. Why would a cleave player like myself steal a healer? Like what the fuck? You know? Why would I do that? I literally get nothing. All right, so that's pretty insane. Definitely character she's looking like another 555 character, but where are the lattices? Okay, so so Grave Watch is definitely her S3. Rest in peace, rejoice, for this is the only way to kill sin by dying, by getting nuked, essentially. Deals damage equal to 44% of her max HP to all enemies with a 100% chance to apply vulnerable for 2 turns. On crit, this has a 100% chance to steal 15% turn meter. Stealing. Oh my god, stealing. Sorry, guys, I just woke up. But stealing turn meter. Okay, wait. It looks like she's only gonna steal maybe 10%, or maybe like 8% or something like that. And level 5 makes it 15%. Okay, so thinking from a turn 1 player perspective, right? Obviously, you want this. You want level 2. You might not need level 3. You might need level 4. Maybe not. Maybe not. Like, I'm thinking like bare minimum investment for a turn 1 player. And then also level 5, you might not need that the action steal that much either. You might not need it that much either, right? Because if you think about it, if you nuke somebody, everybody else should die too, even without max investment on her, right? Because Messiah should nuke. Um, Maybe he kills somebody, but most of them are going to be like half HP or something. So we'll have to see. We'll have to test it. We'll test it against turn 1. We'll test it against turn 2. We'll test it with mixed characters, with Veronica, Hoye, and all that stuff on stream. We will see. But bare minimum. Okay, so let's think about this. Let's think about this. Bare minimum for a turn 2 player. I'm not a turn 2 player, but it definitely seems like she's going to be a 5/5/5 character for a turn 2. But for a turn 1, where she's not the main damage dealer, you just need her to support, right? So definitely max S1. No question. No question, max S1 for her as a turn 1 player. This one, I'm thinking maybe just level 2, right? Maybe just level 2. Because if you can nuke somebody already or get them down to 15% of their HP, then they just die, right? Okay. And then this one for turn 1, bare minimum, maybe 2. So I'm thinking for her, maybe 5/2/2, but definitely 5. Like, not like her first skill must be 5. So that is how many lattices? That's 4/1/1/6. So I'm thinking, uh, yeah, I'm thinking 5/2/2, which is a 6 lattice investment for turn 1. All right, we'll just have to see, right? We're going to summon her on stream tonight. But before we forget, let's talk about the new healer, okay? Sylph. Very interesting. So the first thing I noticed about her is, why is she odd? Why is she blue on an LD banner, right? Why is she blue on LD banner? So she's cute, nice, cute. I like the design, but I don't like that she's a turn 2 healer. But we'll see, we'll see, right? So from her kit, let's take a look. So prowess, healing, and effect res. Okay, very standard, very standard. So let's look at her skills, right? So from the promotional video, the PV, we were saying that she's a crazy cleanser, right? Because a lot of turn 2 players have been complaining, oh, I can't attack because I got CC to oblivion. But then I resist 1 CC, heal everybody up, and then I win. Okay, anyway. Let's take a look at her skills. So first skill, Firefly Gleam, single damage, single heal. So even the faintest light defies a nice Sylph, deals 240% damage to a single enemy, then heals the ally with the lowest HP. Okay, cool. The healing amount 20% of the whoa. Actually, 20% of their max HP. So that's actually not that much, right? That's not that much. So I think Sanya heals based off her own max HP. Right, so that's why Sanya, I think, heals a shit ton, because Sanya is the one that can have all that HP, but she only heals 20% max of the target's HP. So like, I think Rahu and Holden, they don't get healed as much compared to Sanya, because Sanya heals based on her own HP. Okay, so if the target's HP is currently below 70%, applies defense up. Oh my fucking god, bro. Oh my god, Rahu and Holden for 2 turns. Oh my god, Rahu and Holden are gonna nuke everything, bro. Passive Sylph's overheal on the target will be converted to shield with a ratio of 50%. Oh, that's another thing. Oh my god. So overheal. So overhealing. So if they're like full HP, they're gonna get 20% extra shield. I don't know if this stacks an artisan, but it probably won't. Or it might. We don't know, right? We're gonna test this one as well. She should be on the light dark banner for Raymerry, right? So we should be able to get her, right? Unless they're gonna throw her on permanent banner or some shit like that. But most likely it's gonna be on on Raymerry's banner. Okay, so just normal level stuff, right? So we're not even talking about the prowesses for her. Just fucking max her, bro. If you're gonna use her, just max her 555. I have like almost 50 purple lattices left. Just max her. Okay. Okay, what the hell is this? A firefly's whisper of light can cradle the world, purify all debuffs. All debuffs, and then heals 50%? Okay, so wait. This is only one ally, right? This looks to be only one ally. That's really good though. Shit. That's really good. Why? Because like if you need your I'm thinking turn two, right? Because she's definitely a turn two character. If you have like your Tiamat or Rahu or Holden stunned or something with a bunch of other debuffs, defense down, attack down, whatever, right? Effect res, whatever they can have. They can have 5, 6 debuffs. And then they're about to go next. They're about to go after her. And then boom, S2 cleanses absolutely everything. And then they just get to go. Wow. All debuffs. Holy shit. Holy shit. Turn two players. I don't think they have anything to complain about anymore if they haven't already stopped complaining, but they haven't. S3 luminescent, okay. Unyielding, blah, blah, blah. 2 hits of 100%, 150% damage to all enemies. So she has an AoE attack. Each attack purifies 1 debuffs from all allies, then heals all allies for 30%. Oh my god, she's crazy healing. Not like infinite healing. Infinite healing, essentially. Purifying debuffs and defense up. Oh my god, she's gonna be perfect for Rahu and Holden. Turn two players, I swear to God, guys. Not a single peep out of you guys after these characters come out. Okay, you literally have no excuse anymore, no more complaints. If you lose, you got outplayed. Okay, no, like literally, there's no way. There's no way. But anyway, so she deals 2 hits of 150% damage to all enemies, and then purify debuffs for each attack. Okay, so she's gonna. Wow, what? So she has a single target, purify everything on her S2, but then on her S3, she can cleanse 2. Guaranteed cleanse 2. It's a guaranteed. It's a guaranteed cleanse 2, right? It's 100% cleanse. 2 hits, 1 debuff each. So that's guaranteed 2. That's fucking nuts, bro. Bro, she might be good on maybe Alicorn, honestly, right? Because if she gets 3 or less debuffs on her, she'll just cleanse even if she CC'd, right? So maybe Alicorn, I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. That's the first thing I'm thinking of. But she doesn't grant immunity, right? She doesn't grant immunity. So Reaper Steps or something like that might not be good at her. I'm thinking Alicorn on her for sure because you don't want her CC'd ever, right? Especially at the beginning of the fight. But crazy, bro. Turn 2 players eating good again this season. Very difficult to play turn 1, especially a cleaver like me. But you guys know me, I'm still gonna fucking cleave, bro. This turn 2 players, please, guys. If you guys are like not children, if you guys are not kids whining and complaining about everything, I don't honestly like. There's nothing to complain about after these 2 characters, especially Sylph for all the cleansing CC complaints and whining that some of you have been saying, bro. There's no way. There's literally no way. Cool. That's the end of the video. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe. And if you're stuck on Ember Trek hard, check out this video here.